Alright, so I'm going to start off with the operator selection right now. So, I mean, you're right now seeing that you have a Castle, Valkyrie, Maestro, and Doc. I'd say Jaeger's probably a pretty good choice, especially for an upstairs defensive Consulate, because you don't really, you have the destruction coming out from probably the Castle's impacts and the Maestro's shotgun. And although it could be easier to bring something like a smoke or a mute with a shotgun. There's no, I mean, it can be done with those two. So Jaeger overall good choice of really just good choice. Right here, this I disagree with this Magpie, the Jaeger device, mainly because there's already one on the window right here. So it's kind of being redundant. And if you want to hold really, that Jaeger device isn't going to be too necessary if you have the proper setup here. And what I mean by that, what I mean by that is, so when you're defending the second floor, or you look on the left side over here, the meeting room, the meeting room which you were just in, you have the 4 walls right here. Normally you want these 2 walls reinforced because that cuts off angles from the copy room into this corner where people can play, as well as you could play right here inside of meeting. However, you want this wall right here to be shotgunned out. Now, it doesn't have to be a rotate hole, just a kill hole, because that gives an angle from the bathroom area through the wall to the door. So it doesn't matter if there's any utility coming in through this doorway, because you have somebody who can contest it. So if someone smokes it, you can just start shooting the doorway. If you can shoot through the smokes, if somebody is throwing flashbangs while you're over here, they won't affect you. If it's a ying, it won't affect you. If it's a grenade, it won't affect you. So there's no real reason to put a Magpie over or a Jaeger device around here. And it's normally better to have it located on this wall, on this column right here, and have barbed wire roughly right about here, give or take, and you have somebody playing the yellow stairs around this position, because if they can just walk up yellow, it can be really hard to get that control back. So a lot of times it's easy, you want to invest the body into yellow, but you need a Jaeger device for that. So you normally have a default one right about here, and then you put the other 2 wherever. But with that, really, it's just, there's no issue with having one right here or so, but there's no real reason to put one on this doorway, because there's so many crossfires onto that doorway that it's not really too necessary, and it can normally go somewhere else. That's the wrong one. This is where we go. And normally, instead of, I don't think I can even go back by a second. Normally, for a defense of, did I actually? Oh, I can't even have that open at the same. Okay, so I have to have that and that. Normally, for a Consulate defense, you want this wall. Yeah, here, it's gonna be easier to show you on the map. So you're gonna want, your reinforcements are going to be, let's change this to blue since where's the size? Here we go. You normally get this wall, the middle one here, the right one here, these 2, this one, and let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. Then I forgot where number 8 goes here, and then number 9 and 10 you change depending on how they're pushing and how you want to actually hold it. where if they are you just put them wherever, depending on how they are attacking this, and it really doesn't matter too much because the purpose of the reinforcements like this is with here, let's just color code this a little bit. So blue are the reinforcements, and then pink are going to be kill holes, or let's just go line of sight. So line of sight slash kill hole. And so you're gonna have it on those two walls. Now basically you shotgun out the bottom of the two walls right here, which in your video are these two walls right here. And the reason you do that is if they are trying for a console take, the consulate office, it's called console, then you can play yellow stairs, and if they repel in, then you can get an angle through the kill holes you make to the relatively default plant spot right there. So they can't plant without taking yellow stairs, but taking yellow stairs is really hard if you don't have proper timing with Thatchers or grenade or someone who knows how to bounce grenades or a Capital. So that's why you have this shot up instead of having it reinforced, as well as it really just makes it harder to go for the plant because you really can't play inside of console office just due to the number of windows and the sky and the being able to shotgun out the top of the wall over here on the left. But so really just due to that, it's easier just to create kill holes and turn console into a kill box rather than actually reinforcing it entirely. So yeah, that's really it. Now, that's kind of this wall and that thought process there. Now the bathroom wall, the reason why that's reinforced is to stop the attackers from rappelling up to the bathroom window here, shooting through this wall into the waiting room or the connector area. And because you normally want someone holding inside of connector because you can contest the windows, you can contest the windows by shooting through like this. You can contest the doorway by swinging and shooting like that. You can contest yellow stairs. You can contest the double windows here. There's a lot you can do from this waiting room. And because of that, you normally want somebody playing inside of there. So if you don't have these reinforced, then a buck can just come up to this window, shotgun this open, shoot through this one, and now waiting room has become a kill box. So if you can't hold inside a waiting room, and they can clear out console office with just grenades and just by shooting, because there's not really anywhere inside of console you can hold safely. The only place I would say is if you reinforce this wall here and sat down right about here, and that's about it. Because you can get grenaded all in here, you can have an angle from here, you can get shot through most of these areas, so it's really hard to hold inside of console office and normally just not worth it. So that's why you have basically the reinforcements here to let you play the waiting room. Now, you normally will have a rotate hole on one of these sides, with the other one also having at least a kill hole, because that lets you swing on the two windows as well as rotate all around the console, the front desk, the long desk area. Long desk is this. And so it gives you more options. You can't just because if you don't have any kill hole set up, then they can just smoke this doorway, swing in and plant, especially if you don't have somebody playing the yellow stairs. So that's kind of the thought process with waiting room. Then you have the kill holes. You have the kill holes set up right here, and then you have the two reinforcements here. Now the reinforcements here are literally just to stop any Hibana from opening this up. It provides a little bit of defense for anybody actually holding inside of the meeting room. And then these two are shotgunned out to give you the bathroom angle onto the doorway like that. It's a very strong angle, so it's a really strong angle shooting through this wall to this doorway. As well as by having this open, it lets you then swing if necessary and contest people inside, especially the default plant spot right here. Then this wall right here is reinforced. That's just to cut off a line of sight through the doorway like that. If they want to open it up, they have to waste utility then. And if they want to leave it closed, then it helps your team kind of eliminate an angle. And it forces them to push up to the actual stairs, which is an easier kill for your team. That's kind of the rough setup with reinforcements. Now, depending on how much the enemy team drones will determine how you actually play. So let's switch over to what colors have I not used? I have not used yellow, so yellow. Yellow is going to be the players. Now, normally, I think that a Jaeger should be playing the yellow stairs with a Jaeger device already down on the column and a second one in his pocket ready to be put down if the first one gets burned or thatchered. This is really one of the only places you do that. But if you can do it correctly, you can waste a large number of grenades and just stop any yellow stairs take. But basically, your Jaeger's job is just to hold yellow stairs, and if they swing in the console, he swings, and if necessary, he can shoot into the bathroom if they try and repel in there. He can go and swing on the hallway from yellow. He can go in the waiting room. He has a lot of options there. Then you will have somebody playing. You'll normally have somebody playing inside of the waiting room, and his job is just to stop help on the console take, help on the meeting take, doing whatever. Those are two of the really only hard held positions, I would say. And I can turn off the fan because it's getting cold again. So those are the only two real hard held positions where you kind of need a body. And other than that, you play a bit more flexibly, kind of adapting to what they do. That could be if they're trying to if you know that they're waiting to go for a plant and they're not clearing out below, maybe you run a pulse and you sit down on the first floor around here, roaming a little bit. Or if they aren't, or if maybe you just don't want to play vertically, you can have somebody, you can play inside of the admin office. So you can play it roughly around here. You can put a body right here. And a lot of this is more about just wasting time and drones, and you can just run out when you feel really any pressure. And so with that, and then the third position I forgot about was the bathroom. So these are kind of the three hard held positions. I completely missed this bathroom one. This person's outside bathroom. Normally it's a dock or an ACOG or something, and that will let you. That guy's purpose is mainly just he either shoots down into the doorway or he can swing and contest the hallway. That's really his job, and maybe stop someone from repelling in the bathroom, but that's kind of a secondary thing since most people won't do that. So you basically have this kind of the setup you go for. And then once you get pressured from normally a lot of times you can't actually hold admin a lot of the time, because if they repel in, then really, it's hard to hold admin, and you have to it's very hard to do. And if they're droning correctly, then you can really have trouble. However, a lot of times you can get picks because they don't like droning. If you hold right here, a lot of the times you can go and you can swing on the windows, because you're in cover right here from these two windows, and you only have to really worry about the window on this side. However, with that, if it's open, you just have to hold an angle. But then if they try and swing in, which a lot of times they do, easy kill. You can then have somebody playing right here where they're all swing cover, and and if somebody tries to swing in from this window, they can swing, as well as you have the ability to get out and fall back if you need to. So really, you have these three bodies, and then the other two do whatever. I like holding admin office, wasting time doing that. Also, never try and hold this corner because it just gets naded. It gets naded every time. But really, you can. That's really all you got to do. Like, put 3 people here, keep and 2 do whatever. And that's the rough setup that you have for this set. This is really the only necessary reinforcement you have to actually put down on this map.
Can you impact it?
Let's see whether or not that was the middle one. Yes, okay.
Can you impact it?
And I completely forgot I should probably take away that.
Need reinforcement here, 2 reinforcements here.
So, if you're gonna hold the yellow stairs, I'd say that these are bad bad barbed wires. However, if you aren't gonna hold it and you're just relying on a sound cue, then that's fine. Alright, so Doc just got dropped. He's in a position he shouldn't be. Now, you took a little long in your setup, and I would say that you should kind of go in with a bit more of a... you should go in with a bit more of an idea of what you want to do, because really, I would say you should have been in an admin office probably at least the 45-second mark. So because right now the attackers could easily have just opened up the windows and be holding angles, so you won't be able to actually swing this. You won't be able to swing this. And by swing, I mean kind of like peek. You swing out. You can. Wait, is this not recognized? I'm trying to. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay. Basically, by swing, I mean you kind of like swing out. You peek. You go all in, you throw yourself out there. Alright, so Castle's holding inside of so when you're in a Discord too, Castle's and so you should have a bit more communication than usual. So Castle is holding inside of admin. So at this point you should be making a call to him. Castle, are they pressuring from admin? And if the answer is yes, then you can stick here a little bit. But because only Midnight is now on site, you need to be able to you need more bodies on site, so you need to rotate over more to help him. So if the answer is no, you need to go and actually help him.
One's on yellow, I think. I hear movement. I'm sorry, one's on the stairs? Visa stairs, maybe?
Yep. They were below Visa.
I'm holding Visa. I'm holding Visa.
So right now your positioning isn't that good because you're really not in a you're not in a spot that can really help your team, because you can possibly refrag the castle. However, if the castle, he can be peeking and be forced to peek, and you won't be able to get the refrag, and there's nothing that you're really applying pressure to the enemy from with your positioning, because if they killed Midnight right now, then they can just swing into B, smoke plant, they can just hold angles and plant, they can do whatever they want, and you're not going to be able to contest it in any way.
Yeah, one in yellow stairs. You have a cam. Wait, I'll let you know when he's close. Wait.
Crosshair placement, you want your aim to be up a little bit higher.
He's behind the pillar right now. He's behind the pillar. There are two yellow Midnight.
Battle breach.
There's a guy in yellow stairs.
Yellow, one behind the ping also. There's Finka and Thatcher.
The Claymore.
Right, so you need to figure out what wall that was. Well, you have to figure out what that was.
Are they all on that side then?
Yeah, one is in the bathroom window.
I see the camera.
Because if they're willing to waste a thermite charge on it, then there's a reason why they're doing that. And you need to know, you really just need to know why. Because there's a big difference between if this wall right here was thermited out, or the castle window of inside of connector was thermited out. Because if this wall was thermited, then you're going to have to get into a position where you can fight. You have to just push B, because you're gonna have to worry about somebody. You have to worry about somebody just rushing, and you're probably not gonna hit the shot. Most people won't. Then if someone's on the connector window, then you can do a jump. You can do a run out if you wanted to inside of the A bomb onto the balcony, look right, pre-fire, and get the kill.
We have another camera at yellow entrance.
However, now Castle is actually in that position. So at this point, when I see this Castle creeping over here, you say, hey, Castle, just play passive. Don't worry about it. Just play passive. We don't have to peek these guys.
One is rappelling.
A side.
They're going to breach behind you. Midnight.
They haven't opened A yet. I said B yet.
There's a claymore on yellow, so be careful.
I don't have any impacts, otherwise I could try impact.
Look, claymore. Yellow stairs.
I'm watching a meeting. One in meeting maybe.
Okay, so good on you for recognizing the sound. And however, one thing is, don't sprint when you're going for a kill, because even if it's just an off angle, if they're holding an off angle that you're not expecting, then sprinting will get you killed. There are times where you're just gonna have reaction shots, and you can win fights by just based on muscle memory rather than actual overall positioning or anything. However, if you sprint, you don't have the ability to shoot, so it's better just to keep your crosshairs up and go a little bit slower than sprinting and possibly running into their sight. Then doing this isn't really gonna help. Instead, if you wanted to, because if they see this, they can just shoot through the wall right below and you're dead. However, if you hit this and then swing around to the actual staircase, you then have the possibility of getting a kill, because they're worried about this, so their back's gonna be turned to the staircase, so you can swing out, get the kill on them.
Coming through meeting.
A lot of times, applying pressure is more about just not peeking and just making noise and making them think, okay, I gotta worry about this and that and now this. So by doing that, it applies pressure and throws them off. So if they try and like walk up these stairs, they see that's open, they look here, well, now they were expecting to take a gunfight from here or from here, so now they have to worry about from behind, so they're looking there, so you swing out from their back now. And that's kind of the thought process with just making noise.
Below stairs. Just you go.
What? Nobody was yellow. I thought somebody was watching yellow. She's inside. Finka's inside.
Toilet. Bathroom.
At this point, you gotta go. 9 seconds.
On ping. They're
Inside
rushing.
ping.
They're rushing.
Diffuser down.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say it's good on you for. Okay, so it was good that you were going for that kill. It was good and bad. So it's good that you recognized someone was there, and you know what, you may actually be talking, but it's not recording it. I think you told me that happened, so you're worrying about that. However, what I would say is you need to worry more about if Castle here lost a gunfight, then you would need to stop the diffuser and back him up, because if Castle loses the gunfight and you're worried about this Thatcher, then you're going to then the plant's going to go down and your chance of winning goes down drastically. However, if you really wanted to kill a Thatcher, it would have been better to swing at this time, because you have to worry about actually helping Castle out. So if you swung, got the kill, and then ran to help the Castle, then that would have been better. Because at this point, you have to say either, can Castle hold this, or am I... Basically, I think you should have been playing the diffuser a bit better in this situation, rather than worrying about this kill, because if you had managed to, say, kill... Let's say you managed to get a crossfire on somebody coming from yellow stairs with the Castle, and you were able to get that kill, but Castle was able to live, and now the only threat is 5-6 seconds away, and there's only 2 seconds on the clock left. You can just say, okay, hide, just hide, and they can hide, and you're gonna win no matter what. So you may be throwing away your life by turning your back on this castle, but your overall chance of winning does go up.
Nice.
Nice.
You can't really complain about watching yellow when there's 3 people left. That's no. Alright, so mute bandit. So I believe that on this side, actually no. I'm trying to figure out what I would want, because it's Garage is weird where you used to be able to bandit trick it a lot, but then they changed it. So, well, they changed nothing. I'm being stupid. The meta adapted, and people learned how to get rid of bandit tricking a lot easier. So you can't really do it anymore. You can't really rely on it. So a lot of teams will just put their bandits down or mutes down, and then go do whatever. So I'm trying to think, is there somebody else here who could be better? But I'm not really seeing it. Overall, it's a decent lineup, especially if you have the Jaeger and if you have the Jaeger and Vigil roaming, and if you had Cav switch to Maestro, because Maestro is very strong on this site, and it's a Cav, so.
I'll get the head.
Do we want to get bat patches? I'm gonna get back
I'll
patches.
be second.
Sorry?
Yeah, you're attacking, but
Okay. They're gonna saturate probably.
You can't get all the hatches. Oh, you only got. I mean, it's fine. If they don't think about it, then.
you may as well put your third one down, because you can't really bandit trick, because they can just open this door, swing, and kill you. Or they can just go above and kill you. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to kill a bandit in this situation. So it's bandit tricking isn't really viable anymore. Now, if this door isn't
they're
open
breaking through here.
and you're getting no pressure from the top, then
Where?
go nuts. You can bandit
On the
trick.
thing, there's a window there.
I see.
Let's see. You're just holding. You're trying to
Need
bandit
help with
trick.
Cobra on yellow stairs, or do you want me to just hold A?
Now, normally what I would do is, if you do want to bandit trick, put your third one down on here, or ask the mute to put all of two of his, or just one of his mute jammers down. Then put one of your bandits down, and then hide behind the black van right here, because you can shoot through these windows for an angle onto yellow stairs. You know if they're going for a plant, because they're going for to try and open the wall, because you'll hear it, where Thatcher will come out. And you can probably just assume it's going to be this left panel. It's always this left panel. I mean, not always, but a large amount of the time it is.
Oh, no, if I'm the one to do that, I don't have.
And that way you can play. That way you can play safely here. You can then contest. If you're getting no pressure, you can contest by bandit tricking. Or if you know that somebody's going to swing on you and you can't bandit trick, you can give it up. You have options.
Okay, I'm holding it.
You should be looking for a Twitch drone right now, not looking for a, not waiting for a sound cue.
They're breaching. Garage.
Nice.
Nope, give it up. No. Okay. Okay, so good and bad. Good that you recognize the sound. A little bad that you were a little hesitant on the first one, and then you weren't expecting the second one. You have to be ready for that double trick coming out where they just put one down, put two down, because if you recognize that, you would have been able to get two thermite charges, and it was probably not a Hibana. So really, that's just something you have to recognize. It's something that comes with experience from bandit tricking, and it is what it is. But with that, yeah, it's just something you have to recognize. So Yeah, I mean, really, that's all I can say. It's something that you just have to practice, and a lot of times it comes down to if you. A lot of the time, you may just want to uh, almost just stick it, even if you're not sure is it the right panel or the left panel I'm on. Just stick one because you have a 50% chance of getting that panel. Well, at least getting the thermite charge, so it can help.
The diffuser IQ's dead. Diffuser on ping.
There, on top. Okay.
Outside.
We don't have a rotate hole from A to B.
Alright, so now if you hold here, this is good. So one thing is if you want to lean to the right, because they'll see your, basically, your body right now is, your body right now, your head is like this, and you're over here like looking like this. Now, yes, this is an absolutely piss poor drawing, but I mean, it gives you kind of an idea of what's going on. But basically, your left side, your body is going to be sticking out to the right here. So if they peek here, they're going to be seeing your body slightly before they see your head. So they may have an upper hand when peeking you. So instead, if you switch, so that instead of leaning, if you instead lean the other way, then the head is the first thing they see, but then your camera model, which is like right about here or so, you will be able to see them, and it's not gonna be as much of a delay between you seeing them, between them seeing you and you seeing them. However, I also like the positioning of where you're really fucking with the head level of the enemy, where they're not gonna be looking for an angle right about here, so they're gonna have to adjust their aim up to try and kill you. So that is good. There was two pro players going out in a match one time. It was Joystick of Team Empire and Fabian of G2. Now Joystick is known as one of the best gunners in the game. Literally, teams would just ban Ash against him just because it's him. And he ended up having Ash and went up against Fabian. And Fabian, he's not the best gunfighter in the game. He's a very, very good player, but when it comes to just one-on-one gunfights, no, he's not as good as Joystick. But Fabian was able to win a one-on-one gunfight against him because he jumped up onto a couch, which fucked up the aim of Joystick so much because Joystick was aiming at Fabian's knees rather than his head when he peeked, and because of that, Fabian got the kill. So doing things like this can be really, really useful. Now, I like how that was good. You shot, you missed the head, but you did some damage, and then you just give it up. That's good. Because you have no reason to contest, the bomb's not coming down, and there's no reason to throw away your life.
Nuke first floor, Kivire. Nuke first floor.
Yeah, okay.
Up behind the spider.
So when you ran there, you just flat out ignored the hole, and that's a mistake. You need to be able to look. You need to look at that hole if you're gonna rotate, because if you don't, there's a good chance you're just gonna get gunned down. Good kill.
I'm holding behind.
Yellow, go. Interrogation.
Now, this death, not really anything that you can do about it. They knew your positioning. You got the kill. However, right now you should be saying, okay, Finka is behind white van. Like Finka white, Finka in, whatever you want to say. Because that's, you can see Finka on the kill cam. Oh, there was an interrogation, so they knew.
Okay, we don't have echo to hold.
Oh shit, they banned
Just
Warden.
get as many cogs as you can.
Why did they ban Warden? That is one of the most stupid bans in the entire world. Nobody plays Warden. He has a possibility of being good against some flashbangs, but that's about it. I'm not even sure if you can see through. I don't know. I don't think you can see through smokes. I think it's just flashes and stuff. But nobody runs Wardens. That's the most useless ban. Anyway, I'd say Mira isn't the best choice for this site just because there's a lot, in my opinion, there's a lot better stuff you can bring, like a Smoke or an Echo, except Echo's banned, but Smoke, in my opinion, would be a lot better. And once we're in the game, I'll show you why.
The Maestro to have like smoke cannons and the
Okay, you have a Smoke, but really, this is a area where I say you can't hold inside a site. Now, So I'm under the belief that Mira is not really even the best on this site, so I disagree with her being brought just in general. So these are like your Mira windows. I've seen them used before in some Pro League games.
That is risky.
One thing about this Mira window, though, is you have to worry about this wall right here because they can shoot through this wall, and if this wall is soft, they can shoot through it and kill whoever's behind the Mira window.
and hatches need opening.
Someone
Man,
hold
I really wish.
reinforce behind, please. Barricade.
Okay, I will actually go and boot up Siege right now because I want to show you something about what I think is a bit better than the Mira and Bathroom, because I don't think the Mira and Bathroom can really contest that much. At least, like, yes, you can contest the bomb site, but I think there are better ways of doing it. This work correctly? I don't know. Well, Steam. So, the issue with holding first floor is you can't actually really hold on first floor. You have to hold in other areas. And due to that, it becomes a bit of a pain when, yeah, really, what is, oh, wait, why is that there? That makes no sense. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go into custom game. Let's see, switch teams, Consulate, good. Maybe this will affect it. No, okay. Anyway, so if I'm holding first floor, I like Smoke. Now, the reason why I like Smoke is he gives me a lot
Secure the bombs.
He gives me the... Basically, to
10
actually
seconds to insertion.
hold the A-bomb is never really the issue.
5
They
seconds
don't,
and counting.
most teams don't like pushing the A-bomb because you can get... you have somebody drop the hatch
Bomb
there.
locations are secure.
And I'll turn down the volume so you can hear me a bit better. But you can hold... Basically, you can drop down the hatch. You can swing out from over around that area. There's a good there's a good amount you can do. Now, the issue comes from with the B-bomb, because normally the way you hold it is you just make kill holes above. However, that's always awkward because you have to worry about the double windows there. You have to worry about someone swinging in from there. You can then go and adapt it to be like this. However, it's roughly the same thing. However, what I like to do instead is I come over to this area and I come right like this. So the reasoning I'm over here is you can't really come from spiral staircase if you're attacking the main lobby as an attacker, so you don't have to worry about that. You can then board up this doorway, and there's this doorway if you don't want to hold admin, or you can just put someone in admin. And you can open up the hatch right here, and then have somebody playing right like this to stop anybody from jumping in. they try and jump in through this window, well, if they try and jump in from that window, then you can hold an angle like that. You can do that. You can come over here. Let me ping this, just make my life easier. You could come over to this area, shotgun down, hold it like that. So you can contest admin, you can contest coming in through Visa, so that stops anyone from Visa stairs. You can then stop anybody, nobody's going to come up from Spiral. You have to worry about this, but you can hear somebody rappelling in there. You can get barbed wire on yellow if you want to, so you can hold upstairs pretty well. And then what you do is you come here, and you hold an angle like this, because... by doing that... So let's go back up. By doing this, you can contest a very... You basically can be the king of contention with smoke right here, because a lot of times, because if they try and open up, if they try and come in through here, you could shoot out these two. So they try and come through the balcony, you can shoot those out, or just hit them out, or do whatever. Throw a smoke canister. And on the balcony, you can just throw out a smoke canister, and that's going to fuck people up there. Then you can also just be holding angles. You can change the angle. So okay, I was holding here, now I'm holding here. I can rotate over there and hold from there. But by doing this, you can contest the door outside a lot further away than what the attackers are used to. And by doing, and that really fucks with a lot of people, where some people will like holding there, so you can just send a burst there, hit the head, and by doing that, it just gives you a lot of options. Then you can open up the hatch there with smoke. You can open up above the any of the plant spots if... Yeah, you can open up by different plant spots. This gives you an angle on the doorway. So you can do a lot from upstairs with smoke. You can then make the rotate holes that you need. So there's a lot you can do. And he just gives your team a lot of flexibility. And that's why I think bringing smoke on this lobby is really, really useful. So now, back to the actual gameplay.
Front door, one front.
With shotguns, I'd say put a laser sight on them if you want to have a lot more control of your destruction. Because if you don't, you have to deal with like kind of the shitty stuff. So it's easier just throw a laser sight on and go for it.
Yeah, I'm going second floor. Javier is in second floor. I'm going second floor.
Nobody's...
Now let's see, you're holding angles. Alright, so this was actually relatively good from Jackal for figuring out how you were holding this and then adapting to it. So I'd say that was just better on the Jackal. And overall, the issue with this setup, and the thing is, if you... I'd say that if you like lost this round or something and you try to go here again, but you know, if for whatever reason you're going here again, I'd say don't do this mirror setup because you know the Jackal can counter it. So it's better just not to do it at all. However, this is also another reason why I don't like the mirror, because it forces you to stand still on a site which I think you have to be a lot more flexible on. And so really that was just kind of Jackal outplayed your strategy, and that was really it. Alright, this was a mistake, just not from you, but if you're an attacker, you need to shoot out this door, because if you don't, you're not applying any pressure to the main lobby, and you can just run around it. See, going through cams, switching throughout cams. Did smoke just come down? Alright, that was our smoke, okay.
Finca is second floor all alone. Duck
Good that
is
you're
there,
just
that's
going through
really,
cameras.
cute.
Oh, it's a Monty, it's a Monty.
Yeah, relax, relax. He's not coming in here.
Interrogation.
Okay, another
Yeah,
interrogation.
interrogation. Last one's in the front door, so just hold, guys. Monty, just hold. Nice.
Just hold, says the team, but nobody wants to hold. Yeah, everyone's been there. Alright, so attacking, you're going Nomad, Thatcher. Let's see, is anyone... Okay, nobody's going Thermite. Okay. So I don't... So one, I think Nomad's a really good operator on this map. Well, not really good, but I think she is good, and she has her purpose. And however, I think that Thermite would be a better choice. Now, you can be attacking the top floor. However, I'd say Hibana's better for that, because... Basically, Hibana's better for attacking the top floor, Thermite for them the bottom, because on the second floor, you can bring Hibana over the copy room, and you can send a single set of pellets right here, which stops anybody from holding inside a meeting. So that's just why Hibana's a bit stronger, and Thermite would have to actually run up and do something.
Yeah, second floor. Probably.
The second floor. Oh, Mozzie has my drone.
Mozzie, save your drums. Second floor.
I'll just ask the Nomad for a Nomad on yellow door.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I want to check where your drone is. Okay, so you put your drone where you're going to spawn. I like that. You figured out. You know where they are. Let's see. Alright.
Thatcher, yellow
I'm gonna
door,
push
if
this
you
bottle.
can place a
Yeah,
claymore.
yeah, I'll play more.
Good, you're checking for spawns. Okay, this Buck, there was no reason for him to just be shotgunning that up and going in. Now, yes, he gets a kill, but that's not a good kill.
Nice.
So now he gets 2. Okay, why not?
Watch out for Captain traps. Yes.
I have a Captain trap.
Play more off.
Not gonna lie, I would love going against your team with mine. You would just have a field day just shooting you guys from above when you walk into doorways.
I'm near on the
Okay, so this...
Wrong rotation.
Captain trap.
Alright, so it's a neat trick to do this. However, right now it's not needed. And you already have Thatcher holding this. However, one thing I will say is it's good that you have an idea of what you want to do with the Nomad. However, I would say that if you should have just spawned over on the northwest side if you want to actually come up here and do this, because it takes less time. Because you just ran from one side of the building to the other instead of spawning on the one side.
Nobody's in at A. Nobody's at A. Nobody's at A, but you can go.
There is someone in yellow. Nice stairs, I mean.
No, I would honestly not think about doing this.
It's, no.
However, one thing... Okay, so what I would say is I would never think about using the Nomads to actually rappel into yellow stairs. That's actually neat. However, I will say that you need to drone it beforehand, because somebody could be just unless you got a yellow stairs is clear call and bathroom wall is reinforced, then this is a bad move, because somebody could just be holding right here, not just playing passive, and you would have just repelled into them and you would have died. Or there could be a kill hole right here, or a rotate hole, and someone could be holding inside a bathroom and they can just gun you down. So
Visa stairs, down.
something you have to keep in
Watch
mind.
the drone.
Nice try, Blackbeard.
You have 2 drones, use them. Use your 2 drones. You're in a 4v2, there is no reason not to. Okay. So I would say that right there you really need to use drones. Like in a 4v2, there's no reason not to use drones. Just do everything you can to get your team the biggest advantage in that situation. And if your team, if you know that, you know Frost is somewhere around this area, then you can just say, okay, well, one, there's a Frost, so you should also check for Frost mats when you're rappelling in and stuff. But if you know someone's around this rough area, then you should say, okay, I'm just going to throw my drone and ping them, because they're probably going to push me, but guess what? I have a Nomad on the doorway, so I can just get off my drone and gun them down. So I'd say that's just little bit of an oversight. And this, yeah, really that's all it was. Now you won 4-0. I'd say a lot of this round was basically just Midnight walked in and just gunned people. But really, you put yourself in positions where your team wasn't. You found ways to help your team, even though it probably wasn't asked of you, and you figured out, okay, well, somebody is on the double window already. I don't have to go there. Nobody's on yellow stairs. Okay, I can go there, but I can get some nomads down to watch the rotation. Then we can go and just push console. So I like that. And yeah, I like that. I wish you had used your drone a little bit more. And I'm not sure if a claymore got put onto the yellow stairs door. If you should have checked that, and if not, even if, well, yeah, if you didn't see one, just throw a nomad down there, because that's a very, you need your double window player safe, especially if it's a Blackbeard. So yeah, just, it's little things where you just got to work on little things. There's nothing really amazing, no amazing mistakes I'm really saying here. Yeah, really nothing amazing. Just, I'd say you have to learn a bit more about the game and kind of more how to react in situations, how to, like, what's the best way of doing something, why do we do, basically I think you need to work more on like the why do we do it this way versus that way, and that's, by doing that you'd improve a good amount. But overall, I mean, there's nothing amazingly wrong going on, and it's just something where I think the more you play, the better you're gonna get at this point. So anyway, I hope this helps. If you have more of these, just send them to me. I'd say, yeah, really, I'd say just send me whatever clips you want, whatever videos you want. If it's a win, if it's a loss, either way, there's still gonna be mistakes found. So yeah, just send it if you want to.